Hey you guys, it's your girl Leandra here at Girl Meets Broadway, and I'm super excited about today's conversation. We're gonna talk about audition etiquette. And I know you're like, what? Do people not know this? But some people just don't, y'all. So we're gonna get into it today. So first on the list, something that I've noticed in the audition room that people do all the time. So it's a long day. You're waiting your turn and you're there super early in the morning because most of the time girls' calls are at 10 a.m. So you're like, what should I do in the room? And they choose this time to warm up. You know, this is not your time to vocalize while you're sitting in a room with 75 other people. So some tips about if you want to warm up. The best thing to do in most of these studios in the city, you can go up to a receptionist and ask them if they have a room. $7 for 15 minutes. It's really cheap. It's affordable, and you get a room for 15 minutes by yourself. You can sing as loud as you want to, and you don't have to bother anybody else. Also, I do understand that sometimes if you're a dancer, you have a dance call, you get called back and they're like, oh, we want you to sing. You should be warm for your body, but you need to warm up your voice. That you can then go in the corner, kind of do a few humming scales, things like that. That will help you warm up a little bit. But to sing full out and be full out Nancy in the room full of 75 other girls, it's just inconsiderate, okay? Next, rule number 2. This one is kind of tough because I'm a victim of this. When I walk into the audition room, 9:30, and I look across the room and there she is, my homegirl. I ain't seen her for about 5 months, which in the theater community is about 2 years. And I'm like, what's up? I get super duper excited. I start screaming. I run across the room. I'm like, girl, I missed you. You booked out here, booked and blast. Like, yes, it's just not the time. We have to also, again, be considerate. And you never know if the audition is right next door. So that casting director or whoever probably hears you through the wall. I mean, especially me, my voice carries, so I could only imagine how many casting directors have already heard me scream, what's up, girl? You know how it is. You know what I'm saying? So let's just nix that all together. Okay, tip 3. Now, this is for all my divas out there. You done prepped yourself for the audition. Your face is beat. Lips is glossed, hair, wig, everything laid. And you're like, ooh, I just need one more touch. And you go, get in your bag, and you take out that perfume. I want you to stop, okay? And think before you spray that perfume or your hairspray in the room full of 75 other people. That is inconsiderate, and I understand. You want to get your diva on. You want to be prepped. If I was at a Dreamgirls audition, I would be like, too. But it's not the time. It's not. Take your behind to the bathroom, look both ways, and then spray. When I think of all the no's, that one gets a double no. No. Okay? Cool. So next, step 4. Now, this one, if you're new to auditioning, can be kind of hard because you don't really know what to say to the monitor or what not to say to the monitor. You always want to ask questions like, what are they looking for? Do 16 bars, 32 bars? Are they going to see non-equity today? I'm not certain if I can be seen at the men's call because I went to the women's call. Like, I get it. All of those things are things you want to ask, but you kind of have to gauge the room. Sometimes, especially during audition season, it's so many people in the room and the monitor has already said that thing like 7 times. They don't want to say it again. And if they don't want to say it again, they're probably going to get an attitude with you. And once they get an attitude with you, you're going to feel a certain type of way and you're probably not going to have a good audition, which is just not good. If you walk into the room, you sign your name on the list, right? There's papers on the table. Look at those papers, and a lot of times your answers will be there. Make sure you look at the breakdown. Look at the breakdown, blah, 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 blah. Now, sit down in the room and ask your fellow auditioner. Ask somebody in the room, get nice and buddy-buddy with them, because you never know when you'll see that person again. And now you can see them at another audition, that girl that you talked to in an audition or whoever, and now that's like your audition buddy, but just don't bother the monitor. And even though I know it's their job, I get that. It is their job. Just know that when dealing with, a 10 to 6 day, they're dealing with the casting director, the accompanist in the room, and you. And there's, 150 of you in the room? It's just, a lot. So remember to read the room. And this is my last tip, number 5. You come to the audition and you have your big bag full of your audition music, your audition shoes, 2 audition outfits just in case, because you got one that morning, one that afternoon, and your work clothes. And you take everything out of your bag and you put it all over the floor and stuff like that. Once you have it on the floor, make sure you put it all back in your bag and zip your bag up and put the bag underneath your seat. And make sure you occupy just one chair, because other people coming in the room don't want to be like, excuse me, can you move? Can you move your jacket and move like your backpack off of those 2 chairs next to you? I just want to sit in one. It's unnecessary, you guys. Just move your stuff, pack it all up, and put it underneath your seat. And that way the chairs are available for other people to be there. And also, something to remember to do, have a good time. It's okay. It really, really, really is okay. I'm telling you guys, as the captain of the I Believe in You squad, I am your cheerleader. It's gonna be okay. Everybody in that room wants to book the job. Everybody. And everybody in that room eventually will book the job. So just be nice to each other and make sure that you understand what we do is special. And not a lot of people can do it. And we need art in this world, for the world to be better, to feel like one. You just need it. And so you are important and you matter, and your talent and everything that you do is amazing. So when you go in those audition rooms or when you go into the monitor rooms, I know it's crazy, but just remember that you count and that these are just a few tips to help you along the way to make it easier for you. And I know you're like, how do you know all of this stuff? I audition all the time, okay? And this is just from my personal experience. Some people might have different opinions, which is okay, but this is just my opinion. So you guys, make sure, hey, make sure, make sure, you comment, subscribe, hey, and like. Again, comment, subscribe, and like. Okay. All right, see you next time on Girl Meets Broadway. Peace, love, happiness, everything. Hey, oh. Okay. My throat, I need like some water and parch. Okay.
You need some water?
No, I'm gonna do this. I've performed in worse conditions.